Anyways, welcome back to Face Edge, you filthy heretics.
To meet you. Nice to be here as well with you.
Yes. Um, After last time, we finally cleared out the communal section of the mines within the Black Cliff Penitentiary. There seems to have been some form of elemental incursion and something that really stirred up and made all the crystals angry and particularly aggressive. But having beaten it back into submission, the upper levels of the penitentiary are relatively quiet now. People still will give you strange looks. You've only been here for 3 days and have thus kicked so much ass in the past 3 days that even a war veteran would be proud.
Because we're awesome.
Because you're awesome.
Just be a level 3 spellcaster, forehead.
Yeah, and get your face pounded in, and then have a healer that can probably resurrect local deities. That standbys.
We just
How
see
much
Rhea
healing?
in the distance standing glowing with her knives.
Let me touch your skin.
Listen, she's not that creepy. I think.
She is.
You need to start a new moisturizing regimen. Let me help. Okay, anyways. But now that everything's sort of calmed down, you have a moment to yourself to sort of reevaluate, consolidate, wrap things up. There's a lot of people who want to talk to you, but are a bit still off put by these new violent strangers that have showed up within their penitentiary. And the weird collars are also throwing people off. A lot of people seem to walk around you, ignore you. There's a few people who leave things for you, saying, "Hey, thanks." Like a few people leave little uh, knickknacks and trinkets that they think that you'll enjoy by just sort of stereotyping you. For example, Rhea, a a child you think was actually born in the penitentiary, leaves kind of a sparkly rock next to your bed. But as they see you guys walk into that collective communal room, the kid quickly scampers out and goes back to whatever it was doing. But as it was discussed in the chat, you guys wanted to take a little bit of downtime to sort of establish what the hell's going on and do a little bit of monetary work. Who would like to start with what they are doing during the X amount of downtime, and how much downtime do you
I'll
want to take?
I'll go first because I just kind of want to earn income, I guess.
Right.
If nobody's doing any actual crafting, do we just want to take like 2 or 3 days instead of 4?
It depends how long it will take, because I'm planning on fixing my pick, and Rose is planning on making her tools better, and it'll depend how long it takes to do them.
Those would be considered crafting, but I wouldn't say full crafting. This is you slightly adjusting a tool or thing, so maybe 2 days of each of those,
And we need actual, money to do so.
which requires you to do some bartering, so maybe 3 days.
Yeah, three days works.
Alright, so the income earns, I'll have to roll what, 3 times or something?
Yeah. Also, additionally, do you want to follow up on that rule for the lighters?
What rule?
The thing I was going to allow you to do, basically allow you to craft at one level higher, and basically convert fire crystals directly into cash.
Hmm. Yeah, no, that sounds like it would be a little more lucrative than just earn income.
It is more lucrative, but it does require you to expend fire crystals.
I mean, we've got 9 of the fucking things.
Eh. I think the only issue I have with that is because with the crystals for relevant crafting of like actual magic items, they count as a lot more value than there actually are.
Yeah,
I
no.
don't
Currently, you
know.
would be giving them out for a flat cost.
Yeah, I'm sure they're small, but like altogether, that's like 4 gold, 5 silver, and then depending on if they're crafted with a relevant item, that could be what, like 2 or 3 times extra money.
The small crystals are 5 silver each.
Yeah,
Okay.
but we have like 9 of them,
Yeah.
so overall, because the thing is, you'd be crafting 1 level higher, which in the grand scheme of things is 2 silver extra,
You could also crit and get 2 levels higher.
Mm-hmm.
so 4 silver extra.
And believe Torin is actually expert.
Yeah,
Oh,
I have a
okay. In
plus
which case it
11 to
would probably
crafting. It won't be hard for me to crit this.
Yeah, and you would get all your
Oh.
crafting bonuses because this would count as alchemy.
If you want to go ahead, but it's not gonna be that easy because even then you have to hit like a 29.
So let's see. So I got +1.
Yeah, so the DC you're looking for is 19.
Alright, just add +1 to this, I guess.
Sure. You're only doing one roll, not for the 3 days. One roll,
Ah,
and the 19 passes. So for the 3 days, you want to be crafting those lighters.
mm-hmm.
So you get 8 silver for each day. Additionally, tell me how many fire crystals you're using to do this.
I was just gonna use like 4 of them,
Sure.
and I want to sell 3 of them. I want to keep 1 for myself.
Sure. Basically, you can say you have sort of a reusable tinder twig. Yep. Yeah. You have a multiple use tinder twig until further notice, and like there's like a flint in there that you might need to replace every so often. Sound good?
Um, yeah, no, I was kind of more just like imagining like you just more sort of, I don't know, agitate the crystal a little bit and just create just a little tiny fire on the end of it.
Yeah. Essentially, you have like a little striker that hits the crystal, and the crystal bursts into flames.
Alright.
Because you don't want to be holding the crystal while you have a little handle with a striker. You don't want to flick the crystal itself. And you're
I,
able to
I
ramshackle
might.
that together. I mean, you're welcome to. If you want that experience, you can just go hold the exemplar fire orb.
It's
Burning.
tempting. It's nice and warm.
It's true. It's a little
Yeah.
bit more than warm, but all right. That's what Stodia's doing. Anyone else?
So, my next question is, how much of my debt does that pay off?
Oh, if you're going to give that to Blinks, oh, these are good things. Rare to see reusable objects like this. Blink have many use, but you have large debts.
Mm-hmm.
I see we work well in the future. I'll cut your debt half.
That's agreeable, but I hope with this you'll keep me in mind for future endeavors.
I keep you in mind. Where to see someone literate in crystal technology. It is rare art. And scavenging too.
Scavenging, that's more Kree's department. I just put things together
Oh no,
for a
but you
purpose.
work under difficult circumstances. Require a little bit of scavenging self. I see good work coming out of you, future. What is your past perception?
My passive perception, not great. 6.
Blinks isn't that crafty. You see him think for a little bit, but
You should see what I've done with those bottles you've given me.
oh, no need see, can smell.
I think you and I will be business partners then.
Hmm. Yes.
And Sutter just holds out his hand to shake with the kobold.
You take the kobold's hand, and it's kind of weird. You know kobolds. They're you occasionally. Back when you're
Oh,
on
he,
the
he normally hates kobolds. The motherfuckers are responsible for a lot of shit. But,
I will
needs
say,
must.
you hate kobolds. You've had a lot of interactions with them. This is not like any other kobold you've seen. It lacks scales. It lacks classic kobold iconography, but you just really have no other point to place it in your mind other than a kobold. He's a bit weird. There's a few places where sores or lesions are on his skin, but he's a agreeable person. It's kind of, and holding his hand's kind of like holding a Siamese hand. It's kind of weird and velvety. Not a Siamese cat, a sphinx. Sorry.
Yeah. Well, that's what I was doing. Who's up next?
I mean, I can because it was relatively simple as well.
Mhm.
But Like, literally, I was going to try and earn enough to fix my pig and then fix my pick.
Sure.
How much
What are
do
you
I
going to do for
need?
downtime?
How much do I need to fix it?
Not much. Essentially, you have a shoddy pick currently. If you can get enough silver to just flat out buy half of a pick, you'll be able to repair it. So whatever half the cost of a normal pick is.
3 silver, 5 copper.
5 copper. I'm halfway there. So basically, I'll spend a day earning, probably down in the actual mines again, taking some shifts. I think we did like athletics for that last time.
Yes.
You know, doing his actual job, what he's down here for, to earn some gold.
Yeah, sure. Just give me an athletics check.
27.
Very nice. Are you trained or expert in athletics?
I am trained.
Okay. So you can get 7 silver pieces for working that day.
Sweet. Brings me up to 9 silver. I can then spend the other 2 days fixing my pick.
Mhm.
Go buy some
I'm
supplies
adding
from
1
Blinks.
to that athletics check. I'm adding 1 to that athletics check because you have a pick. So mining is actually easier for you compared to some people who are actually using their hands.
That actually makes sense.
Yeah. So I gave you a +1 on that, and that actually just brings you over the threshold for critting. So that's why it's 7. But additionally, with critting like that, while you're working, you notice a few things. While you killed a large mass of the elemental entities around this area, there's still like these little beads of rock, little pebbles that occasionally sort of move and roll on their own. So there are still elemental presences around here, but they're much smaller, and you're actually able to just like punt them across the room and break them if you want. But they're not harming anyone.
Punt. I mean, it makes sense, you know. An area like this, there's going to be some form of elemental presence, even
Right.
no matter what we do. I don't think Kree's the
Are you
sort.
trained in nature?
Good question. I don't think I am. No, I am not.
Are you trained in occult?
No.
Okay, carry on.
I'm
Yeah, there's a little
trained in
moving pebble thing.
survival.
You can tell where the little pebble moving things are, and you can tell that there's actually a lot more than you originally realized because they're very well camouflaged.
Well, if
But they seem to just chill out, and they don't. And you stepping on them doesn't seem to bother them actually. So
yeah, but if
doesn't-
any get in my way, then I'll sort of step on them, kick them across the floor, whatever.
you can step on them, and they don't even. It doesn't feel any different from actually stepping on a rock.
Yeah.
So it's completely ignorable.
Yeah. But I'm not going out of my way to hunt them down or anything.
Right.
I'll just let the others know when I get back.
It's annoying sometimes because like when you get a good vein of crystals, you pick one out, you can see one hanging off the crystal, chewing on it, and you sort of shake it off and you put it in your pocket.
Bastard things getting all over me.
Yeah.
Stuff some crystals in the pouch, little elementals crawl back out.
Yeah. It's like, what the fuck, man? And now for repairing, I'm going to ask you to make a craft check for repair.
Yes. That one. Ew. That's not as good.
Ooh.
I mean, I doubt I made the pick worse. It's just whether I made it better.
You had a theory where you could take a bunch of fire crystals, like the little dusts, and if you rub them together, you could get something really, really hot for a really short amount of time. And you did that between 2 pieces of metal, and you're hoping you could get it to weld, and it kind of looks all right, but then you hit the wall for the first time with the new fancy pick that you just repaired, and the back end sort of makes a clank noise that bends slightly, and you go, "Ah, shit." That didn't seem like the weld took very well. So it's a failure, but you don't lose any raw material. You could try it again and tomorrow, actually, because it only takes you like 1 day. So
Okay, I'll try it again then.
yeah, because repair actually doesn't take very long.
Better.
Great. You get more of the fire powder that you have, rub it together really quick, and then stick it on there. Hold. All right, it feels good. You can have a non-shoddy pick.
That thing where you're like holding 2 glued objects together and you never quite know how long you should hold it for.
Yeah,
Then the
metal.
first
Okay.
time he just let go too quickly.
Yeah, and now you're kind of wincing away from it because it's really, really fucking hot, and you're like, my face.
But yay, no more -2.
Yep.
I'm competent. Yeah, that's my 3
And
days.
who's next?
If nobody minds, I'm basically going to do the same thing as Tinder. Attempt to. Would it be possible to basically, like I said earlier, go around, offer to help fix up people's things, or if they want anything, or if they need any help with making stuff, basically do that to earn money?
Well,
use
one
craft?
of the base things that people do is there are some people that are just not fit for mining, like yourself,
Thanks.
that take all the ore that gets drug up from the basement and then basically offers like sorting services to the people who bring up the actual ore and gets refining and cleaning processes done to the crystal ore to be usable. Um, that's what those that's what these tables over here for are. Just people bring up ore and which is that big dirt pile there, and people just sort out the actually good crystals from the chaff, and you can spend time doing that.
What would that involve? Could
I
that be
would
a,
allow
like?
either perception or arcana.
Oh, I use Arcana then, because that's one of the skills I'm good at.
Right.
In which case, I'll spend 1 day earning moolah. Question: Can I guidance this?
No, sadly, this is
Okay.
a day-long process.
That's
So,
fair. This is worth asking. In which case, here's my roll. Wah.
whoo, that
Or
not quite a crit,
not a
but
crit.
very
Oh,
good. You can get your five. You're an expert in that.
yes.
You know, you can get your 5 CP, 5 silver
So
pieces.
I get my choice of 5 or 5.
Yeah.
Okay then. And I believe musical instruments are 8 silver pieces. I only needed to have to basically make it not shoddy.
Yes.
Okay, in which case I'm going to attempt to do that.
Sure. Craft.
Here we go.
Crit, easy enough. It's like, geez, okay. Just, honestly, the main thing that was the problem here was getting the strings. So you just
Yeah, I
spend time
probably.
taking off the old twine and then getting actually properly woven uh, sh- uh, wire to actually get this thing working.
Also, I have 1 silver left over. I believe. I need to quickly look at armor. Padded armor is. Oh, it's fucking 2 silver. Can anyone,
Yeah,
can anyone lend me a
I can
silver?
lend you a silver.
Thank you.
But
Ah, Kree is so generous.
did you say it was 3.5 to repair my pick?
I did.
Right. I shall remember to actually remove that then. Brings me to 5.5 silver left.
Thank you, because silver is actually important in this game.
Yeah, I get an armor. Which brings it up to 17 AC.
I'm presuming Blinks is able to give change.
Yeah. It's not exactly change. It's like equally worth objects that you can barter with, but yeah. Coins are not really used here. Even just an IOU slip. But yeah, change.
But with that, I'm done here. I have a non.
You have one more day.
I do? Oh, okay.
Yeah, I looked and repair is only like 1 day.
Oh, in which case I'll just spend another day earning money and I'll pay you back, Tinder.
Sure.
You better do. I know where you sleep, boy.
Never mind.
Yeah, that's a fail.
I
You
mean,
can
I
get
still
8
earn money on
copper.
that fail.
You do. You get 8
Here,
copper.
Here, have my filthy pocket change, 8 copper. I'll get you the
Just-
I'll get you the
just-
2 other copper.
Just fucking keep it. I can't be bothered to
Damn
track
it.
a single copper.
I don't even know what copper's used for.
It's
I'm
used
pretty sure
as
like a meal
money.
is like a silver. No, but I don't think there's anything that's actually like valued at copper.
I think some of the adventuring gear stuff is, but
Okay, I guess like candles are.
yeah.
There you go then.
You could buy a signal whistle with that day's cash.
Actually, I could buy a belt pouch, and I can actually have something to carry shit around with.
Yeah,
You know,
just
I'm just gonna buy
don't
some-
question what the pouch was made of.
Alcohol costs 1 copper piece.
Oh, I would have thought it'd be a bit more expensive than that. Yeah, I might just spend some of the copper getting some misc equipment, stuff, e.g. belt pouch.
Sure.
Some
There's
chalk
nothing
and
else. You
shit.
can buy yourself a mug or earplugs.
Oh, a sack!
Actually, I'll
Oh
take that.
man, I always wanted a sack. You'd buy 8 sacks.
I'm not gonna buy 8 sacks. I might
No,
buy.
but a shuriken apparently for 1 copper.
Yeah.
I should really check what else I can buy with my, like, 5 silver.
Yeah. I'm not gonna buy earplugs. I already have a reactionary thing against audio effects.
But if nothing else, you always buy yourself a drink.
Or you could look fancy and get yourself a dueling cape.
Ooh, that's tempting.
I know how to use that.
I mean, I don't want to know what kind of dueling cape Blinks would be able to get for us, but that's tempting.
It's probably just a bunch of torn cloth to BH.
Yeah, probably.
Torn up cloth covered with little tiny crystals that kind of sparkle when you move them. Because actually, dueling cape can give you bonuses to AC if you wield it like a shield. Nice.
Huh.
I could buy a ladder.
Anyways, who's next?
Log can go.
Sure, Lug.
Log make friends.
Sure.
Log's
Any
just
NP
going to spend the entire downtime socializing.
Okay. Make me a diplomacy check
Log,
or an appropriate check that you think would be.
do you think I could? Let's see. What's my diplomacy? Nah, my diplomacy's crap. How about society?
I could accept society for high class things. This isn't really high class.
Then how about lore underworld?
I would accept that.
Oh,
You get the gist that there is a bit of a seedy underworld here. But getting into it as a 7-foot tall lizard man has been proving difficult. People that would fit the description for what Log knows doesn't really want to talk to Log because, noticeable. And the collar's wigging them out because they don't really know what it is. And yeah, they might be like a tracking or a listening device or something, and they don't want to take that risk.
ooh. Alright then.
Day 2?
Oh, that's one day.
Yeah.
You know what then? I'll just spend the rest of it making money by picking through. Well, I'll split it between 2 days of picking through gems.
Well, we're only doing 3 days.
Oh, you're only doing 3 days? Then, yeah, the last 2 days I'm just gonna pick through gems then. Make some money from that. Say perception for that?
Yeah, picking through gems, I would say you could do perception.
Cool. 1. And, ugh,
You only
log.
roll.
Oh, you only need 1 roll for both days?
If you're doing the same job, I only accept one. I'm only taking 1 roll.
Ooh. Up.
Yeah, 11. You're able to get some things, but honestly, the things that people are pulling up from the basement aren't really paying out right now. You can get. Are you an expert in perception?
I am.
Well, you can get your 8 copper per day.
No.
If you have something you want to buy for 1 silver, I can lend you my 2 copper.
That's fine.
Well, you get 8 copper per day, so you get a total of 16 copper.
So I get a silver and 6 copper.
Yep.
That's cool. And Log doesn't have anything he wants to really buy right now, so.
Fair. Who's next? Darky?
Sure.
Rose?
I'll
Sure.
take this thing. So one thing Kai wants to do is try to get kind of, if nothing else, an orientation down here.
Sure.
We're stuck underground right now, which makes figuring out what to do relative to the outside quite difficult.
Yeah, it's a bit disorientating down here, especially with how many doors they led you down to actually get here.
However, Kai's hoping he can try to figure out, especially if our lovely star companion keeps being brought up to the surface and back down, that he might be able to try and figure out which way's which, and try to figure out which way might be the shortest distance towards the cliffside.
Okay. What are you thinking about rolling for that?
Either perception, or if you weren't going to say that, maybe survival.
I would say survival.
Try that to see if he can get some kind of bearings for us. Especially given he has been taking occasional trips up to the top with Ray. Yeah, maybe if he's lucky.
It's hard to say. You're not shallow. You know that.
Lots of stairs.
It's hard to notice too, because a lot of the hallways that you're led up and down of actually have a slope to them. So while you're walking in a straight line just down a corridor, you're actually going down. And for how long it actually takes, there's actually a few lifts there too. And they wouldn't integrate lifts unless you're really deep. So you're actually thinking you're half a kilometer underground?
From the top of the cliff.
Yes.
Given Kai's knowledge of kind of this local area, are we still above the water or not?
You're still above the water.
I don't know how tall the cliffs would be personally.
Very
so-
tall. These things are massive. It's the edge of a tectonic shelf that has sheared off into the ocean, essentially.
In that case, it sounds like we're still also quite high. We're likely still quite high then as well. If we were just to blast a hole at the side, it sounds like we'd still just have quite a large drop.
It wouldn't be ridiculous. You're above water, but with how much water you've seen down here, you don't think you're that far off the water. You could maybe it would be a long way still if you just blew out the side from where you are now, but it's manageable. You could think you yourself could make the climb, but you're thinking about your other people in the party, they would not.
Looks over at the little halfling.
Yeah, he would pass out about a quarter way down.
As if I need to climb.
Yeah.
I'll just hold on to Rhea like a buoyancy device.
Rhea slowly floats down.
Hey, halfling masses would be a lot to add. That'd be doubling the mass.
Hmm.
Gonna Mary Poppins our way out of here.
The
Just
additional
wait a few
problem,
levels, then I can carry you.
the additional problem, Kai, is you don't know how far you've gone laterally. You don't know how close to the cliff edge you are.
That is a problem.
Hmm.
But this is still useful information for Kai to know, at least. Gain
Yes.
some context.
But I'll say you that's the thing that you do over the course of 3 days, but that's only saying in total that's a day for you to sort of determine that. Is there anything else you want to do?
Sure. I mean, there is something else Kai wants to learn about, which is I think I want to have Kai ask around a little bit as well, and see if he can find out any stories about previous escape attempts.
Sure. What are you thinking about rolling for that? Diplomacy?
So it'd be gather information. However, since I have streetwise, I'm allowed to roll society in place of diplomacy.
Bingo.
What is up, fellow kids?
Kai, look, Kai's not the most sociable person, but he knows how things work at least.
Yeah. Okay. You're able to break through that little bit of a stone wall the people of the mine have been putting up against you guys. The violent stranger sort of shtick. You're kind of able to lean into it a bit, kind of play off the hero sort of situation. You're able to get a few people to talk.
Exactly how I want it.
Okay. I don't. You eventually meet a man who's a bit deep into his cup. Like he made a good pay dirt a few days ago, and he's been sitting in the bar for a few days, just enjoying booze that people have made down here. Okay. It's a rather interesting story, actually. One of the first things that happened while I was down here. See, Aldrin did successfully procure some weapons the first time this happened. Problem being, she was duped. Some of the people down here started talking about crazy shit, and they went deeper into the mines. Judging by the fact that we haven't actually seen them again, well, let's say they no longer residents. I don't know if they got out, but they're certainly not here anymore. And judging by the things that you've been digging up from all your hero work, just the rumors showing these little symbols that they talked about before they actually made that escape. I think they're still down there, or they're able to get back in and out. Not only that, Onion ain't the only one of these things down here, and well, frankly, there's a few population of them a bit lower. And frankly, they get the filth from somewhere, not from us. Problem is, that no one's actually able to talk to them, and they all get real violent when you start talking about or getting into their slop. Start yelling all these weird gibble and gibber things, and none of us understand it. So we generally just leave them alone, honestly. Frankly, they got a big mouth that can eat any mother hover that comes across them. But they got down here somewhere. There seems to be a whole damn coven of them or something. I don't know what they call a group of, oh, what would they call them? Ugathins? Yeah, some weird fucking monster name. Onion just got separated from them, I believe. Just hanging out up there now. But that's kind of what I know. Before me, there maybe have been few other attempts, but that's all I know. Yeah, thanks for clearing out the mine, by the way.
You're welcome.
Whew, yeah, if we weren't going to make any more pay dirt, they were going to start cutting off food rations.
Felt good to at least do something.
Well, something
kept
you
me-
certainly did.
Kept me in the holding cell for enough days.
Huh. Strange. Most people don't actually get kept in the holding cell for very long. Only reason I see that people ever get held in those holding cells for very long is when the bureaucracy above doesn't actually have a decision on what to do with you. Well, it is to kill you or throw you down here.
That sounds about right.
What brought you down here, anyways?
That's quite a story. Well, it's not. It's more just bit of a fight that got out of hand, and also some of the people that like this, some of the people that run this place, I'm not on good terms with.
I won't pry. But you kind of punch like one of those monk guys, so I assume it's a bit complicated than that.
Kai nods. Wait! Making a motion for more drinks.
Yeah, it's
He's
on
in-
me. Hell, you made me one of the best pay dirts I've ever made. It's easy on me. He waves over, and one of the companions that also takes part in the this area comes over and gives a few more drinks to these guys, to you two,
Yes.
because of course people are using the world's oldest profession down here. Also, working as uh, uh, essentially tavern keeps. Here you go. It's a bit of moonshine, but it's what we got.
Make do with what we've got. Raises them.
Cheers
Raises
to
them up.
that. Cheers to that.
Guys made an acquaintance.
Oh, name's Richard, by the way. Yours?
Kai.
Nice to meet you, guy. It's one of those foreign names, I assume.
Far East. Taizé.
I'll assume I know where that is.
Kai just smarts a little bit. That's fine. Not the first one. But I've been this region for quite a while.
Well, I didn't really see much of an accent on you, so I assumed. But good talking to you. Best of luck. Let me know if you need anything.
Kai nods, finishing off his drink. Speak to you later, Richard.
See you, guy.
Friend gained?
Friend game, Richard.
Yay! In the rest of my time, or do I still have another little block?
You got one little blob left.
I'll spend the last little block earning a bit of income. Doing a combination of hauling and mining, as is what Kai's good at.
Yep. You can get your day's wage.
5, I assume?
Yep. Unless you're expert in athletic, but that's still 5, so never mind. Carry on.
I am
Five.
expert in athletics, but it's still just 5.
Yeah, and your hefty hauler or a miscellaneous bonus isn't enough to bring you over to a crit.
I expected that.
And Rose.
Well, this I want to do for the first purpose self-explanatory. I want to fix my tools, make them not shoddy.
All right. Do you have the resources or money to buy half of a surgery kit?
I mean, I presume the group will let me use some of the crystals we've gathered, which effectively the money I'm using.
Depends which ones, but probably.
Let's look how much a surgery.
Healer's tools are 5 gold.
They're expensive. But I only need to cover half of it, so 2.5.
Yeah. Is there any crystals in particular we don't really give much of a damn about? Is anyone
know.
going to
Yeah.
use the large toxin crystal?
If you wish to brew poisons with it, please say aye.
Looks like it's hard to know.
We did have thoughts that we might be able to convert that into like healing, didn't we?
True.
Correct, because there
How
is
much?
aspect to that.
How much is the small untyped crystal worth?
That is a useful crystal.
We did also
Oh.
have some small frozen crystals, I believe. Kree mined last time, and I don't particularly have a plan for.
You have the small cold crystals. You have 6 of them.
Yes, them.
Yeah, I'd be fine with using. Then we could, using some of the small crystals in a combination to make up. What was it? You 2 gold, 5 silver. If it's 5 gold for healer's kit.
Yeah.
Yeah, could do a mixture of cold and electricity. I don't know if anyone's gonna bother to use the lightning crystals.
All right, you guys can easily barter that away with blinks for some wire and other methods for adhesion.
We need to sell 5 in total.
Just tell me what you're selling.
And we could do like 3 cold, 1 blood, 1 fire, or 1 lightning. And that way we still have at least 1 of each crystal in case we want to make something with it.
Works for me.
Not hearing any protests, so it is done.
Cool. All right, then let me see his craft check.
Oh, this is not bad. I succeeded on a 17.
Yeah, and a healer's kit is actually a level 0 item, so yeah.
Oh.
With the Healy crystal goofiness, it's a bit higher, so it's level 1, but that's still crafting success.
Good job.
I did it
Yeah.
barely.
So you're able to take some of the crystals, sort of peel off the glue that was used to attach it to sticks and pieces of metal, and you're able to actually wire wrap parts of the crystals onto it, and that holds them very well secured. What are you doing the other 2 days?
Rhea's a nice person. She's probably gonna treat people if they need it. I guess I could count that as making income. It's not like she really is going to ask for payment, but if people offer, she's not going to say no.
Yeah, I'll let you roll for it. The task level has a lot more variance in it depending on what gets done, and maybe I might even get like rumors or something. But yeah, you're not gonna get great money out of this.
Oh, that's fine. It's just vague. I'm going to do this. Oh, wow, I rolled horribly.
Well, I'm glad they're not shoddy anymore.
Yeah,
Crystal
I'm not gonna
stab.
kill anybody.
I shall treat you.
Well, yeah. Actually, looking over some of this, you kind of realize why you had a problem here. You weren't treating people before, and while you're clearing out that cave, and they haven't really been receiving the best care. So the person you come across first does have a little bit of a parasitic crystal inclusion in their arm, but as soon as you start surgery, you notice it goes a lot deeper than you're expecting, and it actually starts fusing with the bone in some places, and you're not confident you can remove it without amputating the arm.
Well, that's really fucked.
I mean, just chop the arm off.
And
I
that
mean-
actually is kind of what you have to do because you don't have any other options. And unfortunately, this man is now missing an arm. And he lives, but he's not in the greatest of moods to pay you.
I mean, that's fair.
It's a bit of a rough recovery for him in the future, but he'll live.
Somebody, you're going to die of crystals just eating you alive. I don't know what to tell you.
Yeah, and you're easily able to convince him because he's in quite a bit of a pain because it's like bone spurs going on in his arm because it's like crystals growing up through meat. And that's not great. So the pain now is going to counteract the lots of pain in the future and death. And you're able to convince him, and yeah, you help him. Not, however, you also don't really help your violent stranger reputation, but yeah.
I mean, I'm sure she's calm in doing it. Rhea's a
Yeah.
calm person.
Yeah, you did remove a guy's arm.
I can
though.
imagine that not helping though. Because
You have to be calm. You're gonna
Yeah,
you're
but-
gonna remove more than just an arm if you
but-
fuck up.
Yeah, but I can also see it being a case of look at her completely uncaring, completely emotionless, just casually hacking into a guy.
With a pair of crystals.
With a pair of crystals.
Yeah,
It's true.
but that's one day. What do you like to do for your third day?
Well, he's still got a
Uh,
leg.
You
still
still
got a leg, yeah.
Okay, now
Still
now
ruin two more
actually
people's
just
lives.
gather information, search for rumors, I guess.
Sure. What are you rolling for that?
Diplomacy, naturally.
Okay. Okay.
Did you hear about that psychotic floating lady going around removing people's limbs? And
You're
then
able to
asking
gather a
them to
few
pay
things.
for it?
Money, please, or I will
I
keep
mean,
your
to be
arm.
fair, I did specifically say she's not asking for money. It's more people offer.
Yeah. You can no. He wants the arm.
Why?
Why?
Sentimental
It's
value?
useless.
No, he actually harvests a small blood crystal out of it.
Oh, okay.
Oh.
Never mind. Not useless. I take it back.
He's gonna lose an
And-
arm. He's gonna get the money out of it.
And then for the rest of it, you know, when the rations get short,
Meat. He doesn't want to swallow anything in case there's any other crystal inclusions in it.
I can't start my own underground black market for body parts. What do you mean?
Welcome to Rhea's Chop Shop. Diplomacy. Okay. Despite the elementals being mostly warded off from this place, you're able to gather from a few of the more braver individuals that venture deeper into the cave that elemental activity is still ongoing. A few of those wolves are actually noticed a few times as people hide from them or get confronted by them and quickly give over all the crystals they're carrying, which is interesting that these creatures would be able to just not be murdering people, but actually are robbing people of crystals. And for a creature made of crystals, you're curious about why they're wanting them. And it seems like when like a little shard or fragment is dropped, like one of those mites that Kree found or was interacting with in the mines, carries them away and down little tubular holes that you can barely stick a finger in. Honestly, they're that small. Carrying it deeper into the mine for some reason. And from what you're able to gather, these brave people that go deeper into the mines, they're getting good loads, but they're getting robbed, so they're not bringing anything back. And they're really frustrated about that fact. And you're able to piece together that whatever's going on down there, from all these stories that you've heard, there's a lot of crystal down there.
Hmm.
A lot of powerful crystal.
Interesting.
And there is some mutterings of that old cult that was here and them and their incessant prattling, as they call it, of the mind in crystal. But beyond that, can't really figure much else out. People that go deeper in the mines are very secretive about what routes they take. Because, that's where they get most of their moolah.
I think she's content enough with just learning about that.
If I was going to allow you to make one question with that given information, generally on the same topic, and I'll answer it how you would able to gather it. But if you're happy with that, that's fine.
I guess if anything, she'd probably ask if anyone has any idea who the wolves are working / who's or what they're working with. Like, anyone's heard any possible rumors about that?
People haven't seen these wolves before, honestly. They're a new event within these mines. But a few people were scrabbling through the remains of what you murdered, just looking for scraps. And there's an ongoing theory that they're more made than a natural occurrence, because they've interacted with elementals before, but these seem different. They're not as naturally occurring. They seem a little bit more bound or not as random in their form. So there is a few rumors that the Mind and Crystal cult is doing something that they don't know what. They pieced that Barris thing together, but it's currently just a theory.
Okay. That's something you can share with the rest of the group. I think I'm done then.
Well, that would be your third day, so yeah.
Go.
okay, you can start your own cult.
God damn it.
Wait, DMX starting his own cult again?
No. What doing again?
Kill him!
Valerian Throne?
I wasn't in a cult then.
And,
If anything,
and,
you all joined cults.
and also, Rhea, you do get your nightly time up at the surface.
I want to come out sometime.
Sure, you can join them
I mean,
occasionally.
you can come if you want to.
Yay.
They only ever let one person go with Rhea at a time, but
Mom said it's my turn to return to the surface for an hour. I suppose I do have questions about that. Is it just like into the prison grounds?
yes, there seems to be some form of courtyard.
Is the prison like situated on the edge of the cliff, or
It's close to the edge. It's not on the edge of the cliff. It's close. There seems to be 4 or 5 city blocks between the edge of the cliff and the main penitentiary compound, and there's like some housing between you and the cliff's edge.
Hmm.
And the way you know that is because you can hear off in the distance these large wooden wheels turning and lifting ropes and stuff from the dock at the very bottom of the cliff.
oh, so there's a dock at the bottom.
Yeah, you can hear the docks wheels turning and lifting cargo up and down from the sea up to the top of the city.
Good to know.
But you don't know. There's enough twists and turns on your way down into the mines. You don't know how far the mines are from the edge of the city. You know, the
Yeah, fair.
compound's about 4 or 5 blocks.
No, I just kind of was wondering vaguely.
Yep.
I think what it tells me is if we bust out the side of a fucking cliff, it might not be. There's a potential danger that gets seen and the guards just kind of wait for us at the top and bottom. If we do want to try blowing ourselves out the side of the cliff, we might want to wait until it's like nighttime.
It's hard to tell when night it is, other than the repeated talk to Rhea, which
We have like not a landmark, but we have a time we can kind of count hours from though.
yeah. Problem being is you're easily able to tell this just from the past few days that she's doing this on purpose, where she'll bring you up to the surface at wildly different intervals during the night. There's not a set time she does it.
I think that's still fine.
However, on the third day, Kai, you get a visitor. Graham stops by. Hey, angry one. You got a moment?
Kai just looks over, perplexed for a moment, but drops what he's doing. And works the way over.
Hey, okay. So, I keep my ear low to the gossip train around here. I heard you were asking about escape plans.
I might have.
You planning on following through on that?
Probably.
Oh, what's your current idea?
Kai's cautious for a moment. He kind of pauses. Given some of the crystals I found recently, it would be loud.
Right.
Though I don't particularly feel like trying to fight every single guard on the way out.
Yeah, that would be. I'll let you in a bit of a secret. Yeah, I do have a plan on how to get out. It's loud too. And I wasn't keen on going through with it. I'm not necessarily the same person I was when I came in here. See, I told you about the assassination attempt that got me for, trespassing into here. And that was actually the plan. Mayor wasn't really my target.
This was your target.
I wanted to be in here. And that was the plan. There's a warden here. That is my target.
Who?
The higher up for that bitch, Benedict Phalean, she is a boss. He's infamous for torture and being really good at getting information out of people. Problem is he's lazy and only really focuses on his own pet projects, what he considers his pet projects.
Which are?
Finding in the local cults and dens. In case you didn't know, by the way, Kai, you do have Streetwise. I'll just give you this for free. When someone says den, they refer to a den of the revolution. People who are politically dissident and are actively seeking to get some agenda to the government.
Right.
He's rather notorious. The plan was for me to get captured for trespassing while also being in an association with an assassination attempt, thus getting me aligned in their eyes for being a member of these dens.
You hope
From
you'd
there,
come. You hope you'd come down here personally to deal with you.
honestly, no. I was hoping that he would actually bring me up to the torture chamber. From there, he reaches in his mouth, and with a little bit of a gagging noise, he pulls out a small rod.
Can I tell what it is?
It's a magical item of some kind. It's a small glass rod designed to be very, very smooth, rounded edges, so it actually can be put in one of the tonsils of the wearer and just sort of lodged in there temporarily. But it's also very fragile, where if it broken, you'd think it's been cause and effect of some kind. Roll me an Arcana.
I will do. Kai's no mage, but he knows a surprising amount about magic.
Judging from the glyphs alone, that's a lot of power. A fuck ton of power. You think it could bring down a building.
Hmm.
I couldn't get myself to go through with it.
Can't particularly blame you.
Yeah. Yeah. It's...
Just looking at that would not be a pretty way to go.
No, but it would get myself and everyone out in here a chance to get out in the chaos.
I don't think it would give you a chance.
No, it wouldn't give me a chance, no. I will say, Kai, you're also very intelligent, and this thing's covered in little red runes, and you've seen a very similar object to it recently.
Reminder of which one that was?
The one Log has in his mouth. It's not the
Okay.
same, but it's similar.
I mean, I hope it's not take down building size in Log's mouth. I hope.
You don't
Wait,
know,
he
but
does have a
you've
big
thought a
mouth.
glance at it.
You take down a district. Yeah, I will file that away as to be investigated.
I don't think I can do it. But if you're thinking about another plan, like going through, I don't know, say the cliff wall, it's an option. I don't know where we are or where a good blasting point would be, and frankly, if you lit it off, what kind of damage it would do deep in the mines, and I don't really want to. I'm not going to give you this unless you can assure me that whatever blast you light off isn't going to collapse the mine on everyone inside.
I certainly don't plan to take everyone with us, in that sense.
Good.
But I'm not staying here forever.
Good.
All I know right now is we should still be above the water, but it's going to be quite a drop. from
Yeah,
here.
that's kind of what I gathered as well.
Working our way deeper might be the safest option for the others.
So
Though,
my original plan did involve us going over the top. With the explosion, it would rip off most of the roof of the building, and its force of the explosion would carry most of the debris out into the city instead of down. None of it would be on fire, so it wouldn't cause a city burning event, but
rubble from the sky is going to cause damage nonetheless.
yeah, much less though. It's not ideal. There's a reason why I couldn't go through with it.
Well, escape is only an idea.
Yeah. Keep me
Here we go.
posted though, and don't tell anyone about this, because that if the warden finds out, I don't think I'll be seeing you again.
Kai pauses for a moment, and in probably the worst bluffing face he's seen in a while. But you know, he's being clearly genuine about it. It's just Kai's not very good at bluffing. Just tell what?
Good, we're good. You can see a little bit of panic on his face, but all right.
Look, you know, I'm not going to bother saying anything to them.
Yeah, I know. It's still something needs to happen. I've been down here for a while. At this point, I'm willing to take risks, just to a point.
5 months.
Oh, right. Sorry. There was another reason I came here. With local events that have been happening, Aldrin may have a proposition for you.
For me?
You're, I don't know what to call you all, fellow collared people? With how much ass you whooped, well, frankly, it could be used for some things.
Well, keep us posted then.
Yeah, well, maybe go talk to her at some point. It's up to you, though. Unless you have a plan of your own, then frankly, well, screw her. She's not motivated to leave,
Why not?
and she will rat you out. She pretends she's for the people down here, but in reality, she's more for a point of power, in my opinion. It's a weird point of power, but yeah. I gotta get going. See you, Kai.
Back to work then.
Yep. Besides, buck up a little bit. Things have been going better for us now, even despite the local events. Got that resting bitch face on you.
And it's just been a lot's happened.
Yeah, I can tell. I get it. Peace.
Kite is going to info dump pretty much. Is going to go info dump a lot of that. Though I think Kite's going to out the bit about the whole blow up an entire building's worth of stuff.
Is Kai leaving out the fact that the fact that he has a fucking blasting rod held in his fucking tonsils, or is he going to mention that?
Kai's going to leave that bit out.
Okay.
And just kind of more mention, though, just the general kind of idea of everything there.
So essentially, Graham's wanting in on the escape plan.
Yep, he's given up his target.
And what's her name can't be trusted. That's good to know.
There's a lot of people down here who probably can't be trusted. This isn't
Only-
anyone actually
Only the reason I'd
breathing.
really trust you a lot is because 1, you're useful. 2, if I die, you go down with me.
3, beyond a few of us, many of us haven't even really committed serious crimes.
People have done
What's
is
apparently
really important.
scrounging.
I was just doing my job.
I'm more inclined to trust someone who was arrested because it was convenient for them than I am to trust someone who's actually, I don't know, someone who eats babies.
I'm good.
Looks at log.
Looks at Cree.
Yeah, it's fair.
Depends on what
Creed.
he takes as babies.
Yes, we don't question where he got a mirror.
Log's bathtub. You look at it.